Welcome to Rewiring Health, your hub for transformation and empowerment. I'm your host, Kelly Kessler, and I'm here to guide you in aligning with your true self. Discover the freedom and vibrancy within you as we release patterns of self-abandonment and transcend the health impacts of stress. Get ready to unlock your potential and embrace the freedom and vitality you've been seeking. Now let's dive in. So my husband and I just celebrated our 7th wedding anniversary, and it's just always the time, when you look back at your wedding, you reflect on it, and it's a complete whirlwind. And I'm sure for anyone who's been married and has gone through the wedding festivities, like the whole day is just so busy and so quick. And you get to the end of it and you're like, oh my gosh, it's over already. All the planning, all the preparation, it's just gone. And looking back on it 7 years ago, I remember really enjoying myself and having a nice day, but it's such a blur and it just feels like it just came and went. And this very much mirrors our lives when we are constantly going, constantly filling our schedules, constantly at a high pace, taking care of all the things that we need to get done. And you may have just noticed that May is gone and we're almost halfway through the year already. How quickly time goes. And inevitably, time will pass, but we can slow it down by allowing ourselves and inviting ourselves to have these moments of presence, of just taking a moment to reflect on what's happening in the now. And so my go-to pace, and you may relate with this, is go. Like I am very comfortable with working a lot, putting hours in, feeling like, okay, what do I need to do next? Like strategizing and on my phone trying to like figure out the next thing to do and all doing all the things. Like that's very much a natural pace for me. But yet it doesn't serve me. And I've noticed that with this pace I've held for many years, it just became almost suffocating because I was just going through the motions, not even like ever questioning what I wanted out of things. And time just inevitably passed. And it just felt like I wasn't ever actually enjoying the fruits of my labor. I'm just working, but not ever actually enjoying it. And maybe you're noticing that too. You're doing all the things. You're maybe waiting for that one day for things to settle down so that you can actually savor the work that you've put in and waiting for it to all feel like one day it was worth it. And what I've realized through decades of this pace is that there's no day that just magically comes when you feel like, oh, okay, I can really just sit in this and enjoy it and things are be smooth. When you continue at that pace, things just inevitably continue at that pace. And you just inevitably become more frazzled and feel like you're almost missing out on your life, even though you're here living your life and doing all the things. So in this episode, I want to share you just 3 simple practices you can integrate into your day, things that I've done that have helped me just take a moment, a pause, really just start to notice my life and really start to feel into it and embody it rather than just doing it and letting the time pass. And so one thing that I do is that I have cues throughout the day where I take a moment to just breathe. So I actually set alarms on my phone at 8 a.m., 12 noon, and 5 p.m. And what I have in there is just believe, gratitude, and breathe. And it's just words that come up that maybe one time when the alarm goes off, I'll take a moment just to take a breath and like calm myself down. Other times I'll look at the word gratitude and really just put my hand on my heart and anchor into something that I'm grateful for in that moment and allow myself to just sit with it, not just check it off the box like, oh, I thought of something I'm grateful for, but like actually sit with it. And I was thinking about, putting my son to bed last night when the alarm went off today. And I just sat with him like how precious that moment was. And it could easily just go by. And he like at one point woke up and his big thing now is happy birthday. He loves to sing happy birthday. He's 2 years old and it's just the cutest little thing. And just allowing myself to have that moment of like reliving it and just hearing him say it and just enjoying that moment because again, it's fleeting. It's gonna pass. So that's one thing maybe you can implement if you're feeling like life is just passing you by is set alarms to be present, to come back home to yourself. It can be that breath. It can be maybe just stepping outside, just feeling the breeze on your face, or just taking a moment to feel grateful and really just embody that. So that's just one practice you can do to just allow yourself to slow down. Other things you can do is use the clock. You ever see the clock and it says 111 or 222, 333? I mean, it just happens randomly, you just happen to notice the clock and it is that. But that can become a cue for you. So when you see that, that becomes a moment where you can check in with yourself and say, what do I need in this moment? And just allow yourself to answer that, whatever comes. Maybe it's a glass of water. Maybe it's some fresh air. Maybe it is a deep breath. Maybe it's just to lay down on the ground for a minute and just allow yourself to relax. Whatever it is, those check-ins allow your system to say, hey, listen, I feel heard in this moment. Wow, she's actually checking in with what I need rather than just blowing yourself off and continuing on with all the demands that the world will continue to put on you until you actually initiate a pause like that. So if you happen to notice the clock, it's 444, 555, whatever it is, check in with yourself and ask yourself, what is it that I need in this moment? And then do it. Because in that moment of checking in and then actually taking action to honor yourself builds that self-trust. You start to say to yourself and recognize within yourself, oh, wow, I'm the kind of person who shows up for myself. I'm the kind of person who checks in with myself. And in those moments where you do check in and ask yourself what you need, it allows time to slow down where you're not just inevitably going through the motions of everything that's going on outside yourself. The third thing you can do is step outside and leave the devices somewhere else. So removing yourself from your device, even if it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, remove yourself. Take off your watch if you're someone who wears a smartwatch and it pings you with text messages or any kind of notification. Leave it behind and allow yourself to have just 5 minutes. Notice what you see outside. I mean, in my yard, I'm in New Jersey, but I see the deer walking. There's squirrels, there's chipmunks, there's sometimes black bears, but you just never know what you're going to notice. And just allow yourself to have that 5 minutes of being in nature. Just maybe just watching the tree blow in the wind or the sun making the shadows on the ground. It's those connection points where we could easily just miss that. Another sunny day goes by and you didn't even enjoy one moment of it. So just 5 minutes of just checking in with nature, checking in with yourself, it slows time down. It slows it all down, allows you to be more present. So if you're feeling like you're in the midst of chaos, you're constantly going, you're watching the calendar go by, you're flipping the page and being like, where was I last month? Where was I for half this year? These are these little things you can start to integrate into your day to slow the time down, to allow yourself to be more present, to feel like you're not just doing, but you're actually allowing yourself to be. And so these are just simple things you can do that don't require you to carve out an hour of your day or readjust your whole schedule. It's these check-in points that you may feel like, what's the point of that? So little, how could it possibly make a difference? But I promise you, if you do integrate this, you will start to notice that it makes a huge difference. And you start to get that momentum going of feeling like you're more present with yourself. You start to feel like you're honoring yourself. And you start to feel like things just slow down just a little bit so you can actually breathe through it. You actually live through it and actually maybe enjoy it a little bit more. So I hope that helps. And if you found benefit in this episode, share it with someone else who could also benefit from it. And if you're someone who continually leaves yourself behind, self-sacrifices, and you want to feel more self-loyalty and presence with yourself, I invite you to download my free guide, 8 ways to move from self-abandonment to self-loyalty, so that you can integrate some more little practices to transform your life. It's in the show notes, and thank you again for being here today.